Dear data analyst, today I'm going to be showing you how to use SQL join. Okay, I've been getting a lot of requests in my inbox, in my DM that, oh, Ezekiel, please can you teach us how to use SQL join? We have an issue with SQL join, we have an issue with this, we have an issue with that. But today, don't worry. If you have that same issue, don't worry. Today I'm going to learn how to use SQL join, how to use it to join multiple tables together and get your data from different tables. Okay, so don't worry if you have been having issues with it. Just watch this video to the end, then you're going to get everything you need to master SQL joins in SQL. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing first of all is to explain some key terms to you. So let me just connect my database first. Connect. So once you open an SQL server like this, just connect the SQL server to the words to the SSMS. So this is our SQL server. So the server is trying to connect to SSMS. So if you don't know how to download and install your SQL server, I have a video on it. You can just check a video on how to download and install SQL server, and then how to get your data into your SQL server, SSMS, how to get data into your SSMS and start your analysis. Okay, so if you don't have it already, learn how to download and install it, and then get your first file into your database. Learn it in my video. So we are going to be connecting the database now. So connect the server to the SSMS. This is our SSMS now. Thank you. This is our SSMS now. So in my SSMS now, we have databases here. So I'm going to get opening my databases now. And then you can see databases here. I have about 5 databases here, but I'm going to be working on Adventure database for today. So inside this database, I have 3 files here. I have 3 tables in this database now. So I have this table here. So the tables are in this table. So we have views, table, database diagram, and other things as well. But I'm going to be working with these tables today. So as you can see, I have 3 tables here. We have dim customer table, we have dim product table, we have facts table. Okay, so facts table basically is like the table that contains more information about the business generally, or about maybe your own is school business or whatever. So your fact table contains information about your school generally. So if you are dealing with maybe business or whatever you are dealing with, so fact table contains more information about the whole business or the whole thing that you are getting your information from. And then for our dream customer table is specific to your customers alone. Okay, and then we have dream product table. So dream product table is specific to your products alone. Okay, so we have dream product and then dream customer and then our facts table entirely. So next now I want to explain to you is the differences between the keys that we have in SQL. So you have primary key and then we have foreign key. So I'll be explaining those 2 keys to you. So for primary key is like a unique identifier that uniquely identifies each rows in your table. Okay, primary key uniquely identifies each rows in your table. That is, there is no duplicate of primary key in a table. We always have only one primary key in a table. Okay, but if it happens that you have 2 primary keys in a table, then that particular column is not a primary key column. Okay, that means it is like a foreign key column, because in foreign key you can have duplicate of the keys. That's what I mean by key. Let me just show us what I mean by key. So I'm going to be selecting this facts table and then the dim customer table, so we can see what is inside this. So select everything from let me do customers table first, dim customer table. Okay, I have to select my database here, Adventure database. So from dim customer table, then I want to select everything from the facts table as well. I will select everything from the facts table as well. So now I have everything like this. So if you run both of these together, so you can easily select and run, or you can just click away, just run like this. It's going to execute it for you. And if you want to run a shortcut to run, just use your F5 in your keyboard to run it again next time. Or if I want to run only one of these 2 tables, then you can easily select the table that you want to run and then use your F5. It will run the one table for you. So let me see facts table first. Okay, you can see now our facts table here. So we have these customer keys here. We have product key here because we have product table here as well. So this product key here is like the foreign key to this product key, to this product here. Okay, let me just select the product table as well, so you can see that one as well. Products, then products. Let's run this. So you can see in this place now, so in this place we have product key here. So the product key in the product table is like the primary key. Okay, the product key in the product table is the primary key, and then the product key in our fact table is what we call the foreign key. The product key here is the foreign key, and then the product key here is the primary key. Okay, let me run both of them together at the same time. So you can see here, this is our fact table, is the first one here. This is our fact table. It contains 14 rows. Okay, and then the product key here, and then the customer, here we have customer key and then the product key. So the product and the customer key here are both foreign keys. Okay, but the product key here is actually a primary key. Let me run this one as well. And then the customer key in this customer table, this is the customer table now. This customer key in this customer table now is the primary key to customer table. Okay, and then the customer key in this fact table is the foreign key to this customer table as well. Okay, so why I'm explaining this one is that because in SQL joins you need these two keys to join two tables together. You need foreign key and then the primary key to join two tables together in SQL. Okay, so you are going to be using this customer key here to join it to this customer key in the fact table, so you can have the two tables come together. So you can easily query the two tables together and then get the information that you want from the two tables together. Okay, so now let me show you one thing. So I'm going to be, just leave this and then come down here. So I want to select everything. You can see here that we have what? We have first name in this customer key. So we have customer key here. So in this customer table, we have customer key. We have first name, marital status, gender, yearly income, English education, English occupation. Okay, so we have this here, so I can easily select any of these columns here and then I can see what is in the column alone. So let me select the customer key. Let me select the first name first because it says first. So let me select the first name and then comma. I would like to select gender as well. I would like to select gender here. Okay, let me run this one so you can see what I have selected. So you can see what I have here, right? So I have gender, first name, and then I have first name and gender here, and they are all from what? From dim customer key, from dim customer table. Okay, now let me assume that I want to select something from, I want to join something from the from our facts table. Let me say I want to select the sales amount of each of these customers. This is like the sales amount for each of those customers. I want to select the sales amount for each of my customers that I have in this place. You can see these are my customers and then these are their genders. I want to add the sales amount, what I want to select now. So let me add sales amount to it. So sales amount is not here. That's why I'm not seeing the IntelliSense to show for you. That's why the IntelliSense is not showing for you. The sales amount is not here, but let me just type it so I can easily select it after doing the joins. So the sales amount, if I run this now, this is not going to work. You can see it's invalid column name sales amount. That is because this is not allowed. We can't select one. We can't select, these are the two columns from one table, right? So you can't select one column from one table and then another column from another table and it will work for you. No, it doesn't work like that. So what you have to do is you have to join the two tables together. So you can easily select columns from the other table and then join it to the column from the other table, and then you can have what you want from both tables. Okay, so what we're going to be doing next is that we're going to be joining these two tables together, that is this fact table and then the dim customer table. So you can easily select this thing that we want from both tables. So we want first name, the gender, and then want sales amount of each of the gender and then the first name, right? So let's join the two tables together. So we are going to type, so now we have different joins. We have inner join, left join, right join, and then we have full outer join. Okay, so I'll be using inner join first, so I can just show you this. I can just complete this example and we explain each of these joins to you in details. Okay, so type inner join, just 2n is enough. Inner join, so I want to join the facts table now. So inner join the facts table on what? Inner join the facts tables on what? So as I explained earlier, I said there is primary key and there is foreign key, right? So inner join was, so in this place now we have our primary key. In our customer key is the primary key here. customer key is the primary key here, and customer key is the foreign key here. So we are going to be joining that primary key to the foreign key here, and then we have our join. Okay, that means we are going to be joining dim customer dot customer key. Dim customer dot customer key equals what? Equals fact table dot customer key. Okay, now the customer key in this fact table, the customer key in this fact table is what? Is the foreign key, don't forget, and the customer key here is the primary key. So we always join foreign key to the primary key so you can have the two tables together. Okay, now let's run this one. Invalid sales amounts. Sales amount. Okay, the name was not typed correctly. So now let's select this one so we can, now it is correctly working. So we have our sales amount from the facts table, and we have our gender and first name from what? From our dim customer table. So we easily selected both of them and then join them together so you can have our analysis. So you can easily see, okay, which customer actually has the highest purchase, which customer made the highest purchase in all these customers. We have 8 customers here. Now we want to see which customer made the highest purchase, so you can easily order by what? By the sales amount. So you can easily order by sales amount. So you can easily order by sales amount and descending order. So I want the order to be like from the highest to the lowest. Okay, so now let's run this. So you can see the customer that has the highest purchase, that made the highest purchase, which is John, followed by Christy, and then Julio was made the lowest purchase, and she's male. And Mary was also the highest purchase. Okay, so now you can even see, okay, which one actually has the highest sales, made the highest purchase between the male and the female. So you can easily see the one that actually made the highest purchase between the male and the female. So here you are just going to do one thing. So you are going to, this is where we use group by in SQL. So I want to group by gender and then see their purchases. Okay, so you can easily see which gender made the highest purchase. Now let me run this one first before I group by. So you can see we have gender and then a sales amount now. So let me take sales amount to the beginning. I can even leave it here. Let's leave it here. And then here we are going to be summing the sales amount. We are going to be summing the sales amount like this. And then we are going to group by. So we are going to group by what? By gender. We are going to go by gender. Now let's run this and see what we have. Okay, table sales amount is divided in the order by. Okay, we don't use, we do. Let's see what we have. Okay, it was, I'm sorry about that. So basically sales amount, you can't order sales amount because it's an aggregate function or it has been aggregated already, so you can't order sales amount. So the only thing you can order now is the name that you give to this sales amount. So you have to give this sales amount a name. So let's run this one again. I want to get that same error I had. So you can see we have invalid order by here. So you have to give this sales amount a name, and the name is going to be what? Sales amount. You can see that. Let me use the same name. Let me just say purchase. Let me use purchase. So the name, so I'm using this as an alias. We call this an alias in SQL. So that is like a way of you giving this the name to is to a particular column. Okay, so now let me give this one a name and then run it again. You're still going to be having an error. Now let me change this order by to purchase. Yeah, you can see the purchase here. Now this is going to work perfectly. So you can see, you can now order it. So you can now order it by who has the highest purchase. You can see that our male gender actually made the highest purchase and then female made the lowest purchase. So this is how you use the group by, order by inside your joins. Okay, so you can also use your your having inside join, because if you want to select only the place where you have male, you want to see only the male gender side. So you can't use where gender equals male. No, this is not going to work in SQL. So you have to use having. You have to use having in SQL instead of using where. So you type having like this. So having gender equals male. This should still work. So having gender equals male. Okay. Having gender equals M, not male. So I was supposed to work, but I typed M instead of male. So where, if you want to see only where male is, you want to see only male purchases, then you can easily use M. Or if you want to see female purchases, then use F. As you can see here, so let me just remove that because I want to see both purchases and then I want to order them by the highest to the lowest. Okay, now I have this. Now we have different types of joins. So we have inner join. Let me type it up here. We have inner join. We have inner join, left join, right join, and we have full outer join. So we have inner join, left join, right join, and then full outer join. Okay, so for the inner join, what inner join is going to be doing for you, now let me remove this group by, I don't want to group by anything, and I want to remove this sales amount. Let me select everything so I can explain the inner join and other joins as well. So now when I used inner join, what you notice here is that inner join is going to return everything from the first table, and it is going like everything from the smallest table, and so it is going to join it to the highest table. How? Because here we have our dream customer table to have only 8 rows. If you come here, customer table, and then I want to use, remove this. So dream customer table, I want to show you how it works. Okay, here now, this is our product, this is our facts table, and then this is our customer table. So in this our facts table now, okay, we have about 14 rows in our facts table. So we have 14 rows here, as you can see here, and in our customer tables we have 80 rows. So what inner join is going to do is that inner join will return everything from the smallest table, which is our dream customer table, and then it will now get the equal rows from the larger table. That is, it will get only the 8 rows from this bigger table, which is our facts table, and it will get only 8 rows from here as well, and it will now join into the 8 rows from here. So it's not going to return everything from both tables. You only get the intersection of the both tables. Okay, so you get only the intersection of the both tables, and then return the intersection of the both tables for you. So it is going to return 8 rows for us, and so we ignore the remaining 6 rows from this facts table because the facts table is longer than the dream customer table. Okay, so it's going to get the intersection. That is why we have it as inner join. Let me show you this picture. Okay, in this picture you can see we have left join, we have right join, and we have inner join. So what inner join is going to do for you, as you can see here, what inner join is going to do for you is that inner join will get the intersection of the both tables for you. So if one table is higher than the other table, so it is going to cut the higher table into the same size as the smaller table for you. That is how inner join works. Okay, basically to get the intersection of the both tables. So inner join is intersection, just view it that way. Inner join is intersection, and then full outer join is union. Okay, so for full outer join is going to return everything in both tables. Okay, either the one table is bigger than the other table and the other one is smaller than the other table, it does not really concern full outer join. So you return everything in both tables, and where you have one table to be bigger than the other one, so it is going to return null values for the remaining value of the smaller table. Okay, let me show you how that one also works. Now let's use I'm sure we understand what inner join is now. Now let's use our full outer join. So now let's run this one. After changing it to a full outer join, let's run this so you can see what we have. Or let's check inner join again. So let me explain inner join again so you can understand it better. So you can see inner join here. So from the first table, which is our customer table, which is the first table here, and then the second table is what is the facts table. So this is the left table, and then this is the right the right table here. Okay, so from the left table, which is our customer table, we have how many rows here, we have how many columns here, we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So we have 7 columns from our dream customer table, and then we have about 6, how many columns from this 1 2 3 4 5 6, and we have 6 columns from our facts table. Okay, so it's going to join the two of them together side by side, not like this. It's always like this, side by side, not like this. Okay, so you join the two of them together side by side like this. Okay, so when it's joined the two of them together, so it's going to cut the highest one, because there's no way you can have this one here underneath it. Okay, so this one is supposed to be 14 rows, right? But it has been shortened to what, to 8 rows, because this smaller one actually has 8 rows, and we have said it is going to return the intersection of the both tables for you. Okay, now let's see what full outer join is going to do. So full outer join is going to return everything in both tables, don't forget. So now I have bigger table for full outer join. So full outer join returns everything from both tables, as you can see here. So full outer join will return everything in both tables. As you saw earlier, facts table is actually bigger than the dream customer table. So here we have everything in our facts table. So fact table is from this product key to this div table, and it's return everything from fact table. We have 14 rows in our fact table, so it return all the 14 rows from the fact table, and then this is our dream customer tables, so it return all the 8 rows from here. But you can see from here down we have no values. Okay, so that is what it will do for you. So it will, everywhere you don't have any value for the table, is going to replace the empty spaces with null, as you can see here. So you have null values from here downward. Okay, so that is what full outer join is going to do for you. So it's join the two tables together and then return everything in both tables for you. Either they have value or they don't have value, everything is going to be returned for you from both tables. Okay, now for the left and the right join, now let me show you how they work. So for the left and the right join will return everything from the first table, that is the left table, and then return the corresponding value from the right table. It will return everything from the left table, and then with the corresponding value, that is intersection of the left and the right, and then everything from the left. Okay, so it will return everything from the left table for you. That is basically what the left join will do. And then for the right join, just the opposite way, or the opposite way the left join works. It will return everything from the right table for you, and then now join to the intersection of everything from the left table. So now let me show you how that one works as well. So now let's demonstrate how left join works. So type your left join, and then let's run this one. Okay, you can see that left join actually works the same way. We think that left join works the same way as inner join. No, it don't work the same way as inner join. Left join will return everything from the first table and then join it to the corresponding value from the second table. That is how left join works. Okay, now let me show you that left join does not really work like inner join. Okay, left join and inner join are not the same because they are returning the same value. Now let me change this one to inner join, so you can see that they are returning the same value, even though they are not the same. They don't work the same way. Let's execute. You see, have the same thing as left join, inner join, left join. Let's execute again, so you can see what I'm saying. So they are returning the same value, but let me change the tables from this one to this one, and use this same thing, this same demonstration for you again. You see that they are not the same thing. Control X and then Control V. Now let's run this one. This is left join. No, let me demonstrate inner join first. So this is inner join now. So let's see how inner join works when I change the tables over. It will still remain the same thing. You can see here, just that the second table is going to be pushed to the end, and then the first table will be the beginning. So now the table has been reversed. Now we have our fact table to be the first one. Yeah, in our fact table we have product key and customer key, and in our dream customer key we have our customer key to English occupation. So now let me now try to use our left join now. So this is left join now. So if you want to use the left join will now return, like, it's now do it as if it is like a full outer join for you, right? So that is how it works. So the left join will return everything from the first table. So first table is the left table. Okay, so it's return everything from the first table for you. That is, from the product key to the due date is the first table, which is the fact internet the fact table. So the 14 rows from here is going to be returned, and then join to the corresponding value from the dream customer table, and then everywhere you don't see any value is going to be replaced by what? By null values. Okay, so that's how left join works, and let's see how right join works. So right join works just like left join, just that is you return everything from the left table, and then you return the corresponding value from the right table. Okay, now let's execute this. So you can see now left join is looking like right join is looking like the inner join in this particular table format. When we change over our table the other way, we were getting different thing from the left and the inner join, but now that we change the table, now we are getting the same thing from the right and then our inner join. So if I use inner join again, now we are going to be getting the same thing as this right join. Now let me change it to inner join. So it's actually tricky. All these joins are actually tricky, but just know how they both work, then you don't have to have any issue with it. Okay, so that is how inner join works. And then let's see our right join like this again. So right join, we return everything from the right table. So the right table now is what is dim customer table, which is the second table. So you can see it's like the first table is the left table, and the second table is what is our right table. Okay, so that is how it works. It will return everything from the right table, which is what dim customer table, and then join it to the corresponding value from the left table, which is what fact table. So that is how they work. Okay, now if I want to select more from here, okay, if I want to select only the things that I want to see in this particular place, now let me say I want to see only customer key. I want to see only customer key. So get me a customer key. Then I want to see what? I want to see sales amount of the customers. I want to see the purchases the customers made, and I want to see the customer name. Let me get the customer name here first. What's the name? Okay, first name. Get me the first name, and then I want to see what next. I want to see their gender, or let me just say marital status. Let me get their marital status. Now let me run this one. We are going to be getting an error. Now we have error, ambiguous column name customer key. Customer key is ambiguous to our SQL server. I can't differentiate between, okay, which customer key do you want to get? Is it customer key from fact table or customer key from the dream customer table? So you have to always specify the customer key that you want. Either the one from the the dream customer table, or the one from the fact table. So I'm going to be getting the one from the dream customer key now, from the dream customer table. So get that one and then use it as dots. So you have to always reference it, that is dream customer dot customer key. So get me the customer key from the dream customer name. Okay, now let's run this one. It's going to work now. So if I change this one to facts table, we are still going to get the same thing. So get me the customer keys from here. Okay, right join. Okay, I'm still going to get the same thing. Okay, as you can see. So that's about that. So I want to show you now how to actually, now that I've gotten what I want from this particular one. Wait, let me get this again. So let me get everything again, and around this, now I have everything like this. So I want to get again, let me get the fact table or anyone that you want, dot customer key, comma, I want to get the sales amount, that is, I want to see the sales amount as what? As purchase. Sales amount, I want to see it as purchase. That this is what we call alias. This is not an error here. This means that I'm using this sales amount as, because I don't know what sales amount is, but let me just use it as purchase, okay? Because purchase is more clear to me, okay? So I want to change this sales amount here. So instead of seeing sales amount as the column name, we're going to be seeing purchase as the column name, okay? So sales amount, you can even type as here as well. They still work the same way. Let me press enter, then type inside. So there will be space for me here. So I will get the sales amount. Let me get the first name. Let me get the first name as well. Not first value, first name. Let me get the first name, and then I will be getting the yearly income, and then the occupation, English occupation, not education, occupation. Okay, so let me get this one now. Let me run this so you can see what I've got. So now what this means is that I got this customer key from facts table, which is this customer key here. No, this is facts table. So this customer key is from this customer key here, and then this sales amount is from this sales amount here. The sales amount is in where? Is in our facts table, don't forget. And our first name is in where? Is in customer table, as you can see here. And then our yearly income is in customer table, and our English occupation is in customer table. So we are getting these values from the two tables, so you can see how you can easily get the values that you want from the two tables. So they have been returned, as you can see here. Now I want to see which customer actually made the highest purchase. So let me get the name to be first 10 in the table. So I want the name to be the first 10 or the second 10 after the customer key. I use your comma. Let's run this now. Name, yearly income. I thought I caught this one. I don't want to see you again. Now let's run this. Okay, so I have my customer key, the customer name, and then the yearly the purchase is here now. The purchase has been changed. Instead of us having the sales amount, now we have the purchase. Okay, now I want to group this one by purchase. Let me see which I want to order it by purchase. I want to see which customer actually had the highest purchase. Okay, so order by purchase. Now let's run this. So which customer has the highest purchase? Where is purchase? I want to see the purchase in descending order. So you can see the purchase here. So John still the highest purchase, and then Julio. So now I want to order it next by what? By yearly income. I want to see if they actually correspond. If the purchase actually has one if there's correlation between purchases and the yearly income. So I want to see the correlation between purchases and the yearly income. So I'll order it by purchase, and then order by what? And then order by purchase and by yearly income. Order by purchase and by yearly income. Let me see if there is correlation between the yearly income and the purchase. Okay, now we've ordered this now. So for what this will do is that it will first of all order by what? By purchase, and then by yearly income. So I want to see. So now we have the highest purchase to be what? To be John. Is it the one still making the highest income? Yes, John is the highest income earner. Okay, and that's good. Okay, Christy is the second. This is the second highest income earner. No, Christy is not the second highest. Christy is not the second highest income earner. The second highest income earner is who? Is Elizabeth, and is the third lowest purchase. Okay, so it does not really correlate. So let me first of all, let me sort by ascending. So this is what we call sort in Excel or Power BI. So what I'm doing now is I'm sorting this. So let me sort this one in descending order. I like typing in capital letter. Let me sort this yearly income in descending order. So the highest yearly income is John, followed by Elizabeth, followed by Julio, even though Julio has the lowest purchase, followed by Janet, followed by Chris. That means maybe Julio does not really like our product, but John actually likes it a lot. Okay, so that is how you actually order by. And then if you want to group by, I showed you group by in the beginning of the video. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and then subscribe. You can even share it to your friends, because I'm sure most people have been having issue with SQL joins. So share with those people that are having issue with SQL joins and help them today. Help a friend today by sharing this video to them. Like, subscribe, and then share. I see you in my next video.